Good morning, Shiloh. It's a beautiful day. The sun is just so bright and shining. And it is my prayer that God will bless you this day, that God will reach out and touch your life in such a way that will give you direction and guidance for this day. Now let's go back into the book of Deuteronomy. I'm going to read part of the 5th chapter. Starting Deuteronomy 5, verse 1. Moses summoned all Israel and said, "Hear, Israel, the decrees and laws I declare in your hearing today. Learn them and be sure to follow them. The Lord our God made a covenant with us at Horeb. It was not with our ancestors that the Lord made this covenant, but with us, with all of us who are alive here today. The Lord spoke to you face to face out of the fire on the mountain. At that time I stood between the Lord and you to declare to you the word of the Lord, because you were afraid of the fire and did not go up the mountain." And he said, "I am the Lord your God who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an image in the form of anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sin of their parents to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will not hold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. Observe the Sabbath day by keeping it holy, as the Lord your God has commanded you. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. On it you shall not do any work, neither you nor your son or daughter, nor your male or female servants, nor your ox, your donkey, or any of your animals, nor any foreigner residing in your town, so that your male and female servants may rest as you do. Remember that you were slaves in Egypt, and that the Lord your God brought you out of there with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. Therefore the Lord your God has commanded you to observe the Sabbath day. Honor your father and your mother, as the Lord your God has commanded you, so that you may live long and that it may go well with you in the land the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not give false testimony against your neighbor, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, you shall not set your desire on your neighbor's house or land, his male or female servant, his ox or donkey, or anything that belongs to your neighbor. These are the commandments the Lord proclaimed in a loud voice to your whole assembly there on the mountain from out of the fire, the cloud, and the deep darkness, and he added nothing more. Then he wrote them on 2 stone tablets and gave them to me. May the Lord bless this reading and hearing of his word this morning. This chapter starts with God summoning Moses to the mountain. And here's his first word, hear. It's important to hear what I have to say today, right now. So come and listen. Now, they were afraid of God. And I can understand that. And so they asked Moses to stand between them and God. And that God speak to Moses, and then Moses would speak to them, and they would listen. So he starts out, "Hear, Israel." And then he goes on and he says, "I am the Lord your God." Here, God is the Lord, our God. God is the sovereign God of the universe. Know this. Over and above all other gods, he's the God of the universe. You shall have no other gods before me. Me and me alone. Why? Because of all the things I did. I brought you out of the land of Egypt. I brought you out of the land of slavery. And he goes on down and he gives all these, I call them guidelines. Because I don't think God just said, okay, let's make up 10 rules. Just for the fun. Let's just make 10 rules and these are what they got to follow. No, these were not arbitrary. These were not just odd and end rules that he picked out of the air and decided to make his 10 commandments. These are guidelines. These are things that tell us if we follow these rules, these guidelines of our life, we'll be all right. But if we get outside those guidelines, outside those boundaries, then we can get in trouble. And so God knows us. He made us, and he made us in his image and likeness. And he calls us to follow these things that will give us a better life, that will not hurt us or harm us if we follow them. But if we get outside these guidelines, if we get outside the boundaries of God, then we're on our own. And it's when we're on our own that we can get hurt and that life can become a big disappointment. Amen.